All right. Welcome, one and all. This is the Bitter to Beautiful Room. I am Coach Lynette. So, to those of you that will join and those of you that will listen to the replay, hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to the 5 Bitter to Beautiful Tips for Transformation as we focus on love languages this month. And today's focus is receiving gifts. Isn't that a lovely love language, right? So, receiving gifts is not something that everyone always appreciates, but when you have a heart of gratitude, you can receive it. But it comes two ways, right? Some people like to receive gifts, some people like to give gifts, some people don't like either one. So, it's important that we recognize that. So, tip number one is acknowledge the thought behind the gift. When receiving a gift, focus on the thought and intention behind it. Recognize that someone took the time to think of you and express their care. This can help you shift your mindset from bitterness to gratitude and deepen your connection with the giver. So let's say you have a gift that you particularly did not like or appreciate. I can think of, um, although I am female, I I don't like flowers because flowers don't like me because I'm very sensitive to scent. And so accepting that from someone may be a little difficult for me to receive, especially from someone knows of the sensitivity to smells that I have. But I will also, I'll be grateful, but I also have to be honest so that getting flowers for me does not become a habit. So while we're acknowledging the thought behind the gift giver should also um, recognize the things that the one who is being gifted, the receiver, cannot have or may have a preference for. But we should still have a grateful heart. Celebrate the small tokens of appreciation. Not all gifts come in grand gestures. Celebrate the small tokens of appreciation, like a handwritten note, a flower picked from a garden, or a cup of coffee from a friend. These simple acts of giving can brighten your day and remind you of the love and kindness around you. It goes back to gratitude. Just to have someone think of you, have you in their mind, and to express, a small token of their appreciation. There have been times, and I spoke not long ago, about how my children, I raised them to have gratitude. So even at Christmas, I would give them smaller gifts. They would get grand gifts as well, but I packaged everything. I wrapped everything separately, and watching their reaction when they got a pair of socks or a pair of gloves or a hat set or something that would they would be very grateful about it. And then I made it to, I guess you can say, a climax where the bigger gifts and the greater gifts came at the end, and everything small that they got would have just made sense. So anything where they're thought of, and now that I'm thinking of it, gifts is their love languages, my 3 children. Another thing that we can do is allow yourself to receive graciously. We have to love and we also have to be loved. Receive it. So, receiving gifts graciously can sometimes be challenging if you're used to giving more than receiving. Practice accepting gifts with an open heart, knowing that it's okay to receive love and care from others. This helps create balance in your relationships and allows you to experience joy through the act of receiving. So, to all my, and I'm doing air quotes, strong women out there, it's okay to receive love. You can't always be the giver of it. You have to receive others too. You need to be cared for. You need to be loved on as well. And as someone who gives, it is often hard for me to receive because I'm always giving. And I've learned to receive from people. I've learned not only gifts, but help and assistance in different areas. And then it goes back to the love languages as well, that if you're not receiving your love language, you kind of revert to the opposite. So since people weren't, I wasn't getting gifts, or, gift giving was slowed down a little bit for a number of reasons. I then reverted to, well, I'm just going to be the one to give gifts to people. People often love you the way that they want to be loved. And I think we don't often think about that. The next is reflect on the meaning behind the gifts. Take a moment to reflect on what a gift represents. Whether it's a symbol of love, friendship, or support, understanding the deeper meaning behind the gift can help transform. Please, I apologize for the noise in the background. Understanding the deeper meaning behind the gift can help transform feelings of bitterness into appreciation and connection. I think about myself, and when I give gifts to people, I really listen and I take the time to pay attention to them, because I can hear sometimes what's not being said, and then I'm able to make the gift meaningful. But on the other side, in receiving the gift, just the fact that someone thought of me to give me something, even I love cards. Can I tell you that? I love receiving a greeting card, and that has been a thing of the past with some people. But getting a nice gift card or a handwritten note, of someone who's thankful or appreciative of something that I may have done or something that they saw, it really is heartfelt. And I usually hold on to those notes or scan it and keep it as well. But make sure that when you're receiving the gift, reflect on the meaning behind it, and reflect on the gift giver as well. And if you can, say a prayer for them. The last is to create a gratitude practice around gifts. Develop a habit of expressing gratitude for the gifts you receive, no matter how big or small. Keep a gratitude journal where you note down the gifts you've been given and the emotions they evoke. This practice can help you shift your focus from negativity to positivity, enhancing your sense of well being and appreciation for the blessings in your life. Gratitude is the right attitude to have when giving and when receiving gifts. Um, if Even if I do receive flowers, if I know that the person's heart is in the right place, I'll still receive them. There are times when I say something, there are times when I don't, because I don't want anyone to waste their money on buying flowers, and it's just it just won't work for me. I'll take plastic flowers. A lot of people think the real ones are better, but the thought of the arrangement will make my heart smile, as well. But when giving gifts, just think of the person and not yourself, because it's for them, right? You don't want anyone to have, like me, have flowers and ended up either possibly giving it away. If I'm honest, I re-gift to someone that would appreciate them more, because I wouldn't want to waste someone's money. But think about what you're giving and who you're giving it to. And if you're on the receiving end, it's okay to be loved and cared for, and allow people to love on you, if they're gift givers. But it is great to receive as well. Coach Sharman, you've joined us. Do you have anything to add to the conversation?
I'm sorry I missed it, but did I miss it that you don't like getting flowers, Coach Lynette?
I'm allergic. It's my allergies. I like the
Oh,
arrangements and they're beautiful, but I
mhm.
don't like. Give me a balloon set. Give me a hard. I would appreciate it, but I'm allergic to flowers.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and it affects my respiratory system.
Hmm.
So the more you know.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I was gonna send you some flowers. I'm so happy you told me. So you know what? Well, you're allergic. I don't really like getting flowers. That and some people tend to send that as a gift a lot. I don't because I they die, and then plants die. So I don't have a green thumb, so I prefer not to give it. But I listened to everything you said, and yes, it was on point. You should, when you're giving gifts, think about the person that you're giving them to and give the gift according to what they like and not according to what you like, because sometimes that can go left. Um, and I'm really excited about this conversation because I don't think that I like I'm a person I like to receive gifts. It's okay from time to time. It's not I like to give. So I'm on more on the giving side. So that's why I research. Like when I'm giving my husband a gift, I research items that I think that he would like because I want to see the smile on his face. So I like to give gifts, but it's amazing to receive, but giving is a lot more fun. Thank you, Coach Laudette. I'm just so excited to hear that you not that you can't get flowers, but I know that now. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Sherman. That was good. Hey, Anisha. Hey, Coach Kara. I see that you joined us as well. We're talking about the love language of receiving gifts, about how I don't like flowers. And so it will be a gift that will be re-gifted on my behalf because I'm allergic. That's why I don't like them, but I like to see them. I think they're very pretty. Um, but if any of you ladies would like to come up to the stage, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, there's a link in the chat that speaks to things that Coach Sharman and I, the Bitter to Beautiful team, have going on. So we have a promo link for Black Girl Vitamins. Isn't that amazing? So if you use the promo link, it is B2B CCVCL. And Coach Sherman, if you're able to put that in the chat, would greatly appreciate it. Go ahead and get your Black Girl Vitamins and get a good discount so that you can be healthy, wealthy, wise, and strong. Get all the nutrients and minerals that you need. If you click on the link that says Lola Hope in the chat, um, you'll also see that we have partnered with the Digital Boss Academy called DBA. So if you are into digital marketing, if you are interested in learning more on how to brand your business, how to build an online store, how to go on TikTok, YouTube, how if you do taxes, if you're in the beauty industry, click on the link that's there for DBA. Check out the preview, and I can tell you that it is an amazing, amazing investment for you to check out. So check it out. And then, we'll go further from there. If you decide to purchase from me, we'll discuss further. Coach Anisha, thank you for joining us on the stage. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Good afternoon, ladies, and thank you so much for this space, Coach Lynette and Coach Sharman. Um, I love this topic, the love languages, and so I was excited when I saw the room. I was actually on a phone call, and it came up on my phone. I was like, I gotta call y'all back because I had to come on and get in on this conversation to hear what you ladies were sharing about. When I heard you, Lynette, say you didn't like flowers, I was like, really? I absolutely love flowers. I try to get fresh flowers ever so often to put on my table because I just love them. And so I think you said, Charmin, which was so important was making sure that we're giving gifts. I don't. To you want to be able to give what people want to receive. That's so so important because I tell you, like you said, sometimes you get things from people and you're like, oh, thanks for the thought, but you're like, yeah, this is not something I'm really interested in. And so I 100% agree. Give people gifts if you are. If receiving gifts is somebody's love language, making sure that you're communicating to them in a way in which they can receive by giving them something that they actually can use and they actually want and that they actually like. So taking that time is so so important. So yeah, this conversation is really really good. So looking forward to the other aspects of the conversation and the other love languages. And so just thank you for allowing me to share. And I'll yield my mic there.
Thank you so much, Coach Anisha. That was awesome. Love love sometimes is a sacrifice, especially when you went to love unconditionally. It's a sacrifice, right? You can't only love people the way you want to be loved. You have to love people the way they need to be loved. It's not a want, it's a need, it's a desire. And it can stem from a number of things. The environment that you grew up in. I grew up not only with my family, but with extended family as well. And everybody was giving, 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 giving. If someone was in need, let's get together. This person needs this. And I grew up around just giving and to serve others. And so you have to love people. There's someone that I know that loves to hug on their child, and their child doesn't like physical touch. And so it's so important that even as a parent, sometimes as much as we want to hug our children, we have to find out what will make their hearts smile and not just ours, because we're not attending to their needs. And that's not just children, that's with your spouses, with your working relationships, anyone that you connect with is so important. I just like to sit down and watch, and I observe people. I observe how they like to be loved. I can observe when they are turned off by something as well. So sometimes we have to be aware. And if you're not aware, build a lot of not only awareness of others, but self awareness as well. For some reason this week I'm even more hyper aware of myself and my tone, the my nonverbal communications. You never know how you're coming across. So when giving gifts, give well and give according to what the person needs and desires, and be open to receiving gifts. You deserve it. You deserve to be loved for whatever reason someone had you on their mind. And honestly, there are some things that you may have to pray about before you take them home. Use wisdom and use prayer. Stay connected with the Lord. So you will get all the answers that you need. Um, we're about to close, but does anyone have anything that they would like to add?
Just want to uh, not that you need it, but like green check what you said about the children and their love languages, because that is so true. Like finding out, because I have four children, and so all of them are really different. And it's like, my one son likes to hug, and the other one not so much. And so knowing um, what their love languages is so important. And I think when we actually take the time to realize, sometimes we kind of lump people all into one category, or we tend to want to love people how we like to be loved, and then we say I love you, but they're like, I don't see it because we're not communicating in a way that they understand. So I thought that was so good about the children. And he actually has a book. Gary Chapman has a book, the love languages for children, and so that is actually a good one as well. So I just love the love languages, so this is good to me. I just wanted to add that little tidbit, so thanks.
Thank you so much, Coach Anisha. And for those of you that will listen to the replay, if you go to the fivelovelanguages.com, you can go ahead and take the quiz if you do not know what your love language is. There's also a test for a quiz for adolescents and children so that you can find out what your loved ones' love languages are. Sometimes it's not about guessing, sometimes the answer is right there for you to get. And if you are married, there is an app that's associated with the five love languages, and it's called the Love Nudge. So next week, well, we hope you join us on Saturday for the Bitter to Beautiful podcast, and it's on all of your streaming sites. Where we're going to continue this conversation in depth. And then next week, we're coming back for words of affirmation, which is one of my weak points, actually. So it'll be good to hear what Coach Sharman is going to share as far as the tips are concerned. So we thank you for joining us, Miss Carol. You joined us on the stage. What would you like to add to the conversation?
I was trying to get to where I can park. I can get a gist of what was saying. But hello, Coach um, Lonette, Coach Charmaine, and Coach Anisha as well. You know what? This I'm happy. I'm happy that you're doing this. The love languages, because I think I said in a room or the other that it is so very important with relationships, whether it's marriage, and I'm going to hurry out quick because I know you're going to close the room, but it's very important not only in marriage but in our relationships. If we do know what really helps a person or make a person tick, as we would say probably in Jamaica, is what they like, and you mentioned something as I was listening about flowers. Flowers is a gift that it dies, and I think Coach Sharman mentioned something about that, or you, I can't remember, but it dies quickly, and so, but some people like it. So, and one of the things that you said is very important to know what the person likes. That you can give. Sometimes you really don't know, but you probably have to find out to really, that they'll appreciate the gift. Gifts is one of my language as well, but not the first. Is quality time, is affirmation. Those two, no wonder I love affirmation so much. So I think what you're doing is awesome, and continue doing it, because guess what? A lot of people are going to be blessed with these love languages as well. So thank you for allowing me to share at the last minute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Carol, for contributing to the conversation. I just thought about, we can't force our love languages on others because it'll have a totally different result and reaction that we don't want. So I'm just going to read 1 Corinthians 13, some verses in there, starting with verse 4. And it says that love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy or boast, it is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way, it is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in truth. And that's verses 4 through 8 of the love chapter, 1 Corinthians 13. So let's continue to love on one another the way we need to be loved, and make sure that you're loving yourself too, because one of the commandments is to love your neighbor as yourself. How can you love your neighbor without loving yourself? This is our Bitter to Beautiful tips for transformation today on receiving gifts. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you for those that will come in and listen to the replay. Check out the chat and the links. Thank you for joining us. This room is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day.